So I go back up there, and the door's shut for this dude's room. I knock on it. Dude had turned off the light and went back to bed. So, like, he was not, I was like, aren't you going to move? And he was so non-committal about it. It was crazy. I mean, he was drunk. This was a shocking event for both of us, I'm sure. What the fuck is up, Internet? Welcome to the channel, and welcome to the first episode of a new series, maybe, I don't know, that I'm calling Work Stories. I was out buying pharmaceuticals this morning, and I was having a conversation with the clerk behind the desk, and it somehow led to me telling him a story about my job, and it's a crazy ass story that I have to, he got a huge kick out of it, and it just made me think, maybe I should tell these stories, I work overnights at a hotel in a semi-big town. Like, we have events that bring in a lot of people, which make the town pretty popular for other smaller things. So I see plenty of people, right? And I say this all the time. If you don't work in retail or like any kind of job where you have to like exchange services for money with the public, then you have no idea who you're sharing society with. Like, if you're not interacting with like masses amounts of like the community, like on a regular basis, you're just not exposed enough to who's living around you. Like, some things, it's crazy out there. Like, if you are in retail or deal with customers, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, so I'm telling this kid this story, and he's cracking up, and let's just tell the story. Okay, so I work overnights at a hotel, and a lot of the time I'm all by myself. And a lot of the times, which I love, by the way, it sucks working overnights because it fucks every other aspect of my life up. But I just love working alone. Half the time I'm just vibing, right? Like, nothing happens, generally. But every week, 2 weeks, like the most bad shit thing that you've ever imagined happening to you happens to me. It's just insane how often it happens. So I should have plenty of stories. And plus, I've worked a shit ton of jobs. So I have I'll have to go digging around in the memory banks to come up with some stuff from my older jobs. But yeah, I feel like I've seen my fair share of wild shit over the years. But this specific story, so it's one of these event weekends where we have a lot of people staying at the hotel. And I work from 12 o'clock at night, 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. So I get there, and I think it's Friday night. It's either Friday night or Saturday night. It's hard to keep the days straight when you work third shift. If you do, you know what I'm talking about. But so people are in town for this event, and they're out partying, and they come, when you go to when you're go to an event and you're staying at a hotel, people party. That's what they do. So people are coming back kind of late, and they want towels and blankets and pillows and all the stuff that they could have fucking got during the day, but whatever. That's not the point of the story. So this is going on for a little while. Like, it's pretty busy for, a genuine night for me. Usually I get to work, I do a couple of things, and then I just flip open my laptop and I'm either editing videos or scrolling through YouTube or whatever. And then I have another thing that I have to do I have it all. I have a routine. Anyway, so it's kind of busy for what my normal night would be. And around 1 a.m., the phone rings. And it's guest 321. And I go, hello, so-and-so, da-da-da-da-da, my little spiel. And he goes, my toilet exploded. And I'm just like, what? And he goes, can't you hear it? And I can hear like something running in the background. And he goes, you got to call somebody. And I'm like, I'm by myself. It's 1 a.m. There is nobody for me to call. So I'm just like, the toilet exploded, and my mind's kind of like searching for possible solutions to this. Like, so I have to turn water off somewhere. Is there anybody I can call? Whatever. And so I'm like, oh, I'll be right up. And so I take the stairs because the elevators are slow as fuck. And I get up to the floor. And as soon as I can see where the room is, I can already see a puddle of water has formed outside the door. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I get to the room and I step in. And there is water shooting from the floor behind the toilet straight into the ceiling. Like a constant stream, like a garden hose on high, just shooting directly up into the ceiling, right? There's like 2 inches of water on the bathroom floor, seeping into the fucking living quarters of the room, out into the hallway, and I don't even know what I'm looking at. Why is the water shooting up from the floor? I'm mind blown. And then I'm just like, I do have to call somebody. But there is nobody to call, man. There is nobody to call. And I'm like, how in the fuck am I going to turn this water off? I don't know where. I don't know plumbing. That's not my forte. And so the guest, he's standing there. He's drunk as hell. At first he said he woke up to this. And this dude is tanked. He was out. And so he's like in his jammies. And me and him are looking at this geyser of water. And he says something about a spigot. And so I guess I kind of like just kind of snap out of it for a second. And I actually look at the toilet. And what had happened is there's a hose that runs up from the floor, and where it hooked up into the back of, or the bottom of the tank of the toilet had come off. So the water pressure was forcing the hose straight up in the air, and that's why it was shooting straight up in the air. But behind that, I noticed a fucking handle. So I reach back and I start I'm panic mode. So of course I start turning it the wrong way. Increasing the pressure, right? I'm like, it's shooting into the light fixture of the bathroom ceiling. It's insanity. And I had to like dive into this water. So I'm getting drenched. I'm twisting this fucking handle like a madman. Finally, I get the water off. There's no more monster guys are spraying over me and this fucking old drunk guy. So now I'm just like, what am I going to do with this guest? And then what the fuck am I going to do with this 2 inches of water on the floor? Like, there's still people coming by. People have been asking me for towels and shit. There's probably somebody at the desk waiting for me as this is happening. And so I just tell the guest, I know that I had a spare room. So I told the guest that I could move him into another room and I'll be right back. And then so I'm just buying myself some time so I can think about what I'm going to do about this water. So I'm walking down the hallway and I decided to do what any sensible person in this situation would do. I went down to the laundry room and grabbed the biggest basket of dirty laundry I could find. And I started wheeling that shit up to the elevator, up to the guy's room. And I just throw all of this dirty ass laundry on top of the water, hoping that it'll sop some of it up, just so that it doesn't try to prevent it from any damage as much as I possibly could. And so then when I went down to get the fucking laundry basket, somebody was down there, like I said, needing something. I can't remember what it was this time, a blanket or some shit. Everybody's drunk. Everybody wants something. You know what I mean? And they're all in this, like, cheery mood. I think it must have been the night before the event. So then I go, okay, I'll be right back, sir. And I went back down. I said, I'm going to make you a card and put you in a different room. So then I go back down. There's definitely somebody down there again, wanting something, the most random shit, like a toothbrush or it's like, if you've worked in retail, you know this. If you do anything out of the ordinary, right? It could be dead as fuck at your job. But as soon as you decide to fix yourself something to eat, you decide to go to the bathroom, or some like emergency pops up and you have to like pop out for a second. It's like these customers' spidey sense starts tingling. And they just get this, I don't know, this urge to be, it's just like something in their mind says it is the perfect time to go and inconvenience this guy who's just doing this. It's just crazy. If you know, you know. And so then I go back up with the second load of laundry. I find another one. It's not as big, but I'm like, the first load was not cutting it. So I go back up there, and the door's shut for this dude's room. I knock on it. Dude had turned off the light and went back to bed. So, like, he was not, I was like, aren't you going to move? And he was so non-committal about it. It was crazy. I mean, he was drunk. This was a shocking event for both of us, I'm sure. And so I throw the second fucking load of dirty laundry on this fucking swamp in this man's bathroom. And I really would have liked to have gone back, like, later on, you know what I mean, when things calmed down. Like, I just couldn't spend an hour up there trying to mop up this water. Like, there were still people around asking for shit. But this guy was so not good. He went back to bed. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck? He was just, as long as the shit's not flooding anymore, I'll deal with it. Fuck it. As the water creeps more and more into where his shit's at. Like, dude, come on, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, and then the kicker is, the next morning, I had a guest call down. That shit was just so crazy. I mean, I wish, you know how, like, when you ride the roller coaster nowadays, it snaps a picture of you when you're the most fucking scared shitless? Man, if somebody could have snapped a picture of me when I first gazed upon this fucking spigot of water, I was mind blown. I could not believe what I was looking at. That shit was so crazy. But yeah, the next morning, a guest did call down and ask for new towels. There were a floor below this one. Like the room below it, but like it shares the same wall as this guy's bathroom, but like not directly below it, to the side. Anyway, they wanted their towels replaced because they were wet. Because the water had dripped down the wall. I guess the towels hang on that towel hanger, and they're probably up against the wall. So it just came down at the right spot where the water hit their towels. I asked the guy, I said, was the floor wet? And he goes, it was a little bit, but not bad. He just wanted new towels. I guess it did end up being too bad. The one maintenance guy said, poor bastard, he's the one that had to pull all of the fucking dirty, sopping wet laundry out of there the next day so that he could fix the toilet. But he said it must have did some good, because all he had to really do was replace some fucking ceiling tiles. So insane. Oh, Jesus Christ. That shit was a riot. But, yeah, that's really all I have. Oh, the next night, they're just so random. But the next night, I come into work, and we have a new hire, and I was telling her the story of what had happened. And just then, some random dude comes in the door. I wasn't paying attention to him, but he just yells at me, "Dude, you helped me out so much last night." And I'm like, "What?" I go, "You're the bathroom guy?" He goes, "Yeah, that shit was crazy." Oh my God, just so random that he came in just as I was telling this girl the story. But yeah, if you want to hear more stories like this, I got a million of them. I'll have to like rack my brain, because I've worked a lot of jobs, so I'll have to go back in the memory banks to find some like really old school ones. But I mean, I don't know. Look forward. If you like this, let me know. I'll try to push some of these out every now and then. And then if you like the way that I told the story, that's probably how I'm thinking. That's how I'm going to go forward with how I do crazy ass news from now on. Instead of reading the news article, I'm going to read it. And then I'm just going to relay the story and then fucking talk about it while I do it. But that's all I have for now. I'll catch you on the next one later.